When I reflect on the experience of participating in the IPADE event in Mexico City in October of 2009, there's really three things that first come to mind. One being that it was a great opportunity to really network and talk business and social aspects with people from really all parts of the globe. We had students that were representative of Europe, North America, South America, and of course Central America. And so this was a very interesting mix because we had different cultures, and for anyone who's really interested in an opportunity to really get a global experience or an opportunity to really understand the cultural aspects in terms of interacting with people, this is a perfect setting to be able to do that. And it was just a pleasure to be around 500 student business professionals that either were pursuing their MBA or were basically just wrapping up their MBA, and it was just a great experience. The second thing that comes to mind is really the opportunity to understand that in order to find a solution to a problem or a situation like a case study, if we use that as an example, there are different perspectives depending on where you are maybe in the world on the map, and then also to understand that there's more than one way to solve a problem. You don't necessarily have to have one way of thinking to be able to arrive at that. And I think sometimes culturally, depending on where we're from, what country we're from, we have a tendency to maybe look at things in a certain way based on maybe how we've been trained. But this was a great example of being able to look at things in a different manner, because really ultimately, all of us are people, and that was one of the big things that I got out of it. And we may take different steps to find the solution, but we all pretty much arrive at the same type of solution. And so it was great to experience that based on cultural dynamics at play as we work through solving case studies together. The third thing that I think you really walk away with for me, and one of the things that really I wanted to do, having had already completed my MBA from Rollins in 2008 of April, was this was an opportunity for me to really get some experience from an international aspect in a great setting. It was really my first time dealing with being in Mexico on somewhat of a quasi-business trip. So it was very, very fun to talk shop with different business professionals, kind of hear what their experiences were like in Mexico, as well as places like Uruguay or Peru or Colombia or Guatemala, Germany, Canada, and of course the U.S. And so it was just very interesting to hear the different viewpoints depending on what government situations you were dealing with in terms of regulation, what situations you're dealing with in terms of maybe just geographic to certain parts of the world. But it was very interesting, and it was a great opportunity for me to really verify and validate the value of my Rollins MBA, because I really felt as a Crummer grad that comparative to other students, some people, for example, from the Ivy School up in Canada, Richard Ivy's school, which is one of the top-ranked international business schools, as well as IPADE, one of the top 5 ranked business schools on the globe, that my MBA from Rollins prepared me to deal with all types of situations and problems. And in many cases, the small contingent of the 6 Rollins students that were there, we were really perceived as leaders in many cases within our individual groups, and really had a high influence on helping to solve problems within the business cases. So I think this is a good way for you to be able, in an environment of roughly 500 other MBA professionals, to really compare your skill set against what your program had to offer at Crummer. And so it made me feel very, very good that I know that I'm prepared and equipped to really deal with any types of business situations, regardless of where you are on the globe. Thank you.